Not too long ago, I was scrolling through my Instagram feed when I came across a simple yet very cool looking Recon Mk.II made by Ben's Mods. I had to make one for myself, so I did. Now it's time to go over all the fun stuff that has been done to this Recon Mk.II, starting with the outside and working our way in as per usual. Starting with the front barrel, which came from a white Retaliator. I sanded off all the blue at the top here and replaced it with a Montana Gold golden yellow. If you want to paint that closely matches the Recon Mk.II kind of orangey yellow color, this is the paint you want. Now my clear coat has changed it from the perfect match that it was into this burnt-ish kind of orange, but here's what it looks like straight out of the can. It is a wonderful match. I would say it's a perfect match. And yeah, it just goes really well. Now, the burnt-ish orange that mine has turned into doesn't distract from the build, but it wasn't the perfect match, and I'm kind of upset about that, but I'm not going to be mad. It still looks very good overall on both the stock and the front barrel, so I cannot complain. But yeah, that golden yellow is a wonderful color. Also up in the front and connected to the barrel as well as the bolt sled itself, we have a Gavin Fuzzy Retaliator pump grip. When I saw the grip on Ben's Recon Mk.II build, I had been thinking about getting one for a while, but it finally gave me a reason to actually get one. It's meant for the Retaliator, but it will work with the Recon Mk.II. It just has a slight angle in the bars. Nothing too noticeable, but it is there. This grip is super duper comfortable for its size, and even with my kind of thick, big hands, very comfortable grip. And the orange, it was a color provided. I could have gone with white, but I wanted orange to kind of keep the orangey thing going with the build, and it matches the tack rail and the mag release, the trigger, and the front orange part of the barrel. So I got it in orange, and I think it looks very nice with the build, and it's just very, very comfortable to use. I'm actually surprised because of how thin it is. If you want one for yourself, I'll have a link in the description to his Facebook page, but yeah, great choice for the Recon Mk.II, and I'm very, very happy with it. On the back of the Recon Mk.II, we have a worker stock in white, and when I originally posted the pictures of this to Facebook and Reddit, it was just completely white. And one of the critiques I got was that it needed some orange to kind of bring the build together. So I went back and I added some of the spray paint to the little circles right here, as well as making the entire back part of the stock that golden yellow that turned burnty orange. But I take my critiques seriously, so thank you very much to those who said it needs some orange on it, orange, yellow, whatever, because this definitely kind of brings the build together. So thank you for that. Now on to all the fun internal stuff that I did to this, and there's quite a bit I had to do to really bring this up to par with, say, a Retaliator of the same specs. So the first thing, and it's not really like a mod or anything, but the ARs are still in here. There's really no reason to take the ARs out of the Recon Mk.II, an Elite Alpha Trooper, an Elite Retaliator, whatever. Doing so just makes dry firing sound like death and puts a lot of stress onto the fragile little ridges of your piston. So I leave them in, you really don't gain anything from it. So yeah, that's the first thing. But I did remove all the stupid locks like the magwell lock, the bolt sled lock, and all the things that really kind of make it wonky to use. So you can, release the catch after you've primed it, so you don't have to do that and then, whatever. So all the locks are gone. Now, because this is a Gen 1 Recon Mk.II, I did have to go into the magwell and grind down the little bottom part of it. Gen 2s don't have this problem. Nerf Hasbro changed it. But for the Gen 1s, which I believe are characterized by this little piece right here at the front, you do have to go in and grind it down. It's a very easy process. It just takes a bit of trial and error. So yeah, this thing will use 18-round magazines without dropping them on the ground randomly and stuff. So yeah, easy mod, easy fix, no big deal. Now, like I said, I did a lot of stuff to this Recon Mk.II to bring it up to par with a Retaliator of the same, like, kit and stuff installed into it. So one of the things I did was I took some of the internals out of a Retaliator and put them in to the Recon Mk.II. The biggest main piece that I added was the dart chamber from the Retaliator. On the Recon Mk.II, the dart chamber has this like little V-cut in the bottom of it, and theoretically, before the dart fully comes out of the chamber, that V-cut will start releasing air from the bottom, so you might be losing some air. It's just a theory, I'm not 100% sure on it, but to ensure that in case that is happening, I put the Retaliator's dart chamber in there, so you get the best performance possible. Very easy, it was a super duper easy swap, it fits right in, you have to do a little bit of drilling, but I'll get to that in a little bit. For the O-ring that seals off the plunger tube from the dart chamber to allow all the air to go into it, I put some Teflon tape under it, I think it was 3 wraps, in order to really get that seal nice and closed. You don't want to put Teflon tape on the main O-ring, but it's a good idea to put Teflon tape on that O-ring so it really seals off the area and you're not losing any air from that connection. So that's a standard mod I do to all my Retaliators, Elite Alpha Troopers, and for the Recon Mk.II, and I suggest you do it as well. Just 3 wraps of Teflon tape, put the O-ring on it, and you get a very, very nice seal. Running the Recon Mk.II is a Hobby Mods Retaliator kit. The entire kit fits in here with the only real modifications you have to do being to the 3D printed piece that goes in the back. You have to cut off one of the fingers that slides into the left side of the shell, and you have to grind down the areas a little bit more than that on the Recons. So it's a tad bit more work, but it fits perfectly fine. And what's kind of cool is that the stock spring for the Recon Mk.II can hold the compression force of the Hobby Mods Retaliator spring in there. If you hit it really hard in the back, it will fire off. That's kind of like the standard catch spring test, is if you beat it, will it fire off? But it can hold up to some heavy fire, but if you kind of hit it on the back, it will fire off. So an upgraded spring isn't necessary for the catch, but I would recommend it, and I got an Orange Mod Work upgraded one for mine. And the last thing I did with this build, and it's something that's really dumb that you have to do, is I replaced the plastic pin that connects the dart chamber to the bolt sled. Unlike blasters before it, the Recon Mk.II has a plastic pin. Also, the pin is thicker than that of the Retaliator, so you can't just swap it over easily because the pin is very loose inside. Really annoying and very stupid. So I took some thicker wire, drilled out the bolt sled and the dart chamber and fit it in there, and that's what I had to do to make sure that this thing didn't like snap or break. Stupid thing that Hasbro's done. Oh, the jam door also has a plastic pin, which is, damn it, Hasbro, like seriously, really annoying. Now there was a question I got asked about this build that I thought would be really good to include with this video, and that is, was it worth it? And that really depends on how you look at a Retaliator build compared to the Recon build. For the Retaliator, you need the worker stock, the Gavin grip, the Hobby Mods kit, and an upgrade spring, and you're basically done. That's it. For the Recon Mk.II, you have to sacrifice parts of a Retaliator. Depending on what all you want, you at least need the extended barrel, and if you want it to go all together, you need to paint it, which includes the cost of paint. But I would also recommend switching out, I think, 1 or 2 parts on the inside with the Retaliator as well. You need the upgrade spring, you need the Gavin grip, you need the worker stock, and the Hobby Mods kit, and you need a bit of time, and you especially need that metal pin. So overall, the Recon Mk.II is a more expensive build. Now, the big benefit to the Recon Mk.II, at least to me, is that it is a very aesthetically pleasing looking blaster. It looks really good, I would say, above and beyond the Retaliator, and that's why I built one. I thought it looked so good, I had to build one. It just looks great. The orange and the white really goes together. It's a very comfortable blaster. I just think it looks way better, and I would want to use it more than that of a Retaliator. So that's really the big thing the Recon Mk.II has going for it, is that it looks great, where the Retaliator is a bit boring. But that's just me. If you just want to spend less money but get something that's equally as powerful, then make a Retaliator. So if you like looks like I do, this is the build for you. And it's not too hard, which is the best part, but it will require a bit more time. So there we have it. That is a look at my Recon Mk.II build inspired by Ben's mods. on Instagram. I'll have a link to his Instagram in the description if you want to go check out some of his stuff. But I am very, very happy with how this looks and how it feels and how it fires. I'll be using it at least for a round or so at the next SCNC to really put it through its paces besides firing it in my backyard. Very happy with how it turned out. I love the build, and I'll probably be making another one in the future. But for now, that is that, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a great day wherever you are.